Forged from Iron is proud to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham United fans and friends inspired by the work of other football fan food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations from Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply 7 distribution centres in the borough, 7 days a week, and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. They are supported in their efforts by West Ham United Football Club, the WHU Foundation, LS185, London Legacy Development Corporation, Newham Council, the Met Police, Spire London East Hospital, Expedient Security, and a large number of West Ham and football fans. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Irons. Wow, it's 5 p.m. on Tuesday the 25th. Well, it might be for you, but for us, it's actually 26 minutes past 10 on Monday the 24th. Time travel. Anyway, please don't forget to like, comment on, and share this stream to your social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and make sure you hit the bell icon for alerts and new content. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much indeed for your support. We are here to discuss Matchday 32 of 38 in the Premier League. Our very own West Ham United clash at the London Stadium, being the battleground where they face the mighty Liverpool, 6-time European champions. Duke, now any other time, I might be looking at this fixture with a little bit of trepidation, but it has to be said, lately our form has had something of an upsurge. Liverpool this season, other than a few select occasions, by and large, away from home in the Premier League, have been fairly average, it has to be said. So I'm actually going into this with a little bit of hope in my heart, as the song from Jerry Marsden went. Did you see what I did there?
No.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I'm where you are, Rob. I am feeling. No, I'm in my place.
Oh.
Hello. Knock. That's better. Don't get too close. You can't see nothing. No, I'm where you are with this. I'm confident. I say confident. I'm upbeat. I'm not worried. Isn't what I'm getting at. Worried isn't the word I'm looking for. There's no. I suppose I'm not apprehensive, Rob, like I normally would be. I listen. This time next week's a whole different story, but that's not the point. What we're talking about this week. So this game doesn't fill me with the worry that it normally would. I mean, let's be honest. We took them on at Anfield earlier in the season, and bar the fact that we had a penalty saved and Lanzini, cow's ass, banjo, barn door, and then. Nunes, the shit Andy Carroll goes and scores like he does. Don't get me wrong; they've improved that front line. Saying that, Cody Gakpo's come in and he's replaced the injured Luis Diaz, who is on his way back. A couple of sub appearances and whatnot. So we're at that point, aren't we? It's we found a resurgence. Our last 10 games, we've only lost one. Okay, the football wasn't great in a lot of those, but we ground out victories, we ground out results. And then we come up against Ghent, and the second half we were phenomenal. We came up against Bournemouth, and we were phenomenal. 20 minutes against Arsenal, we were poor. 70 minutes, phenomenal. So the signs are there, as you say, that we found an upturn. So I'm feeling, I wouldn't say overly confident. I'm feeling better about this game than I would be normally. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, for anybody that is interested in these matters, the guy with the whistle is Chris Kavanagh. He is ably assisted by Simon Bennett and James Mainwaring. The fourth official is Andy Davies. The VAR is Neil Swarbrick, and he is ably assisted by Darren Cann. Anyway, that's that bit out of the way. So, Duke, obviously we're coming hot off the heels of the Bournemouth game as we record this. How many changes do you anticipate David Moyes making from that lineup, the starting lineup anyway? And you're on mute.
It's only because sirens. Let me rephrase your question and answer it two-partedly then.
Fair enough.
First one would be to answer your question, how many do I think he'll make? One.
Okay.
How many would I like him to make? 3.
That's the number I've got in mind. And I'll tell you what, let's see if you're thinking the same 3 that I'm thinking. I'm thinking the 3 that drop out are Cresswell.
Hang on. Before we go there then, are you saying these are the 3 you think he will make or you would like him to make?
A little bit of both, actually.
Okay, go on.
So
Cresswell for...
I think it will be Cresswell for Emerson. I think it will be Aguirre for Ogbonna. And I think it will be Ben Rama for Fornals.
Nope.
Okay.
I think he'll do 1.
Okay.
And on maybe 2. I think he'll do 1, and that will be the Emerson Cresswell change. I think Aguirre will still be there because I think he'll use him for his pace. You've got to bear in mind, I've already mentioned Gapco. Nunes is rapid as fuck. Salah is Salah. I think we'll use. I think Aguirre needs to be there for his pace. So I think he'll go with 1, and I think he'll go because of the pace. He'll go with Emerson. It's that simple. What I would like to see would be the Emerson Cresswell, and that's no disrespect to Cresswell. Cresswell's set pieces were phenomenal. And my concern is we take Cresswell off set pieces and you'll see Declan Rice back on them. And we lose the Declan Rice that we've seen arriving in them areas. The other change I'd like to see, and again, it's no disrespect to the man, but I think the player that I'm going to replace him with, his work rate is 110% more. And it's Pablo Fornals. But it's for Thomas Souček. Now, I have been an absolute exponent in the last few games of the way that Thomas Souček has been playing. He doesn't play marking a man. He plays cutting off passing lanes. He creates himself a nuisance is the best way for him, but he doesn't offer anything else. And that could be our issue. I'd like to see Fornals come in. Fornals has that Spanish footballing brain. You know, the Cockney Iniesta working alongside Declan Rice and Paqueta in our midfield means that if we play the counter-attacking football that I have in mind, those 3 being able to release the forward 3 players can only better benefit us. You know, so on that note, for me, it's Benny that has to drop out on the left, and I would replace him with Maxwell Cornet.
Interesting.
Again, it comes down to pace, Rob. It comes
the man
down
that doesn't know how to time an offside.
Yeah, but if you start him deeper, he really can't do much. And by having Cornet there, that will also restrict Trent Alexander-Arnold from going on his forays forward, because I think you've got Fornals that will help Emerson out on the left if you play it that way. Paqueta right, Rice middle, Fornals left. Fornals can help when he does make that transition forward. But if you've got someone like Cornet there, Rob, he's going to give him a second thought, because Cornet's pace, and I'm not being funny, Konate and Van Dijk have not been this season. They're going to have their hands full with Mickey up front if he plays. That's what benefits us. That's what keeping Trent and Robertson deeper will only benefit us long term in that game. It might even be that you'll see Paqueta take up a central midfield role and Declan Rice drop out to the right side, him and Bowen, and then obviously Soufal keeping an eye on the marauding Andy Robertson. But also, I think that side is Darwin Nunez. So it's that having someone out there, Robertson, Nunez on what will be our right, and then on our left you will see Mo Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold marauding up and down. Hopefully Bowen will give Robertson something to think about. Hopefully Maxwell Cornet would give Trent something to think about, therefore not bombing on past the midfield as we usually see. If they do, it benefits us, Rob, because we've seen against Arsenal what Bakarak, Bukayo Saka did in that Arsenal game. He didn't get any shots, but he really did occupy. He really did occupy Andy Robertson on that left hand side for Liverpool. You saw what Gabriel Martinelli did. He occupied Trent, and when Trent went forward, Liverpool was so exposed to the point in the second half when they came back out. Trent was told to fucking sit and not move. And you saw that Arsenal's attack kind of fell by the wayside because of it. They weren't finding the spacing behind. That's what we need to do. We need to enforce the Liverpool to keep their fullbacks deeper. If they don't, then we can exploit. Like I say, I watched Antonio bully Gabriel, Holding, and Ben White in the Arsenal after that 20 minutes. I watched our midfielders get in, stick their foot in. Declan Rice against Thomas Partey. Partey might as well have just got back on the coach and made his way back to the Emirates, because Declan Rice literally he embarrassed him at points. To a point that it actually puts Declan Rice in the Arsenal side, which is quite painful. But again, if Arsenal can do that to Liverpool, we did that to Arsenal. In theory, we can do that to Liverpool as well. So that's where I'm at. We have to keep their fullbacks deep. If their fullbacks start penetrating and coming forward, we could be in for a world of hurt. Which, if we can have again, as a 4-3-3, but if you can have Fornals left hand side dropping in on the curve to support Emerson, if Trent does come forward, you're leaving Cornet free. The other side, it works the same way. Declan Rice on the right side of the three, dropping in, and because I think his defensive side of things is better than Paqueta. If you have him dropping in on the curve to support Soufal with Nunez and Andy Robertson coming forward, you're then kind of leaving Paqueta and our two centre backs with Cody Gakpo in the middle of the pitch, or even Nunez, dependent on which way they put Nunez and Gakpo. If we can organise it so the two midfielders drop in on a curve and support, it means that we leave Bowen and Cornet a little bit further forward, and they will the three of them have the ability to terrorise those two centre-backs. Because, Van Dijk's not been in great form, Rob. He's been quite poor this season at points, really exposed, especially when Trent goes forward, and he's had Joe Gomez in the team. I don't blame Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez, much like Harry Maguire, I feel is demonised because of the way the Man United and Liverpool play. They play too high. They can't get back.
Yeah.
You've got Joe Gomez is kind of left out to dry on the right hand side of that centre, the right side of centre back because of the way Trent goes forward. He's left 2-on-1. Van Dijk comes over, but there's no Robertson the other side because he's fucked off on holiday up the other end of the pitch, and they're massively exposed. So I think Joe Gomez. I was talking to someone in the pub the other day. Joe Gomez to West Ham, I'd welcome all day long. I think he's a good centre back.
Bit injury prone.
But then, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Harry Maguire
You
to
fit
West
right
Ham.
in.
Oh, yeah, all day long. Harry Maguire to West Ham, Rob, I'd take. And
Me
everyone
too.
goes, ow, but come on, hang on. You said it yourself in the chat, Rob. Dawson. We all said the same thing about Dawson, and look what he did.
Yep.
I think Maguire is exposed because of his lack of pace and, to a degree, lack of footballing ability. Not defensive ability, footballing ability.
Yep.
If you sit deeper and all you ask him to do is be a wall, kick, and head, look what he does for England. He plays well for England. Let's not dick around because they
Never
sit
let his country
deeper.
down.
No, he sits deeper. England sit deeper. They play the same formation as such as we do, 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
He has those bodyguards, which is what we have, and I think it'll work. I'd take them both. I'd take Joe Gomez and I take Harry Maguire, but that's not what this video is about.
No. Right. Well, let's
do that.
Let's,
I'll go off.
let's get into the team news. As far as injury concerns are concerned, well, there's only really the one, and he's the dude that's buggered off back to Italy, Gianluca Scamacca. As for the rest of it, I don't really see that there's going to be too much. I mean, there was a few little whispers I heard about maybe Mickey and this, that, and the other, but well, we'll wait and see what happens on that. But at the minute, it looks like other than Scamacca, we can expect to have pretty much a full strength squad available for the game against Liverpool. But as for Liverpool, just looking here on my resource, it looks like Roberto Firmino is out, and
That's
along Naby Keita, Stefan Bajcetic, if I've pronounced that right,
Vagisil.
Yeah. Stefan the
Yeah.
Badger. There you go. And Calvin Ramsey have all got knocks of one way, shape, or form. So it looks like your mate, the slightly shit Andy Carroll, is probably going to play.
Shit, Andy Carroll. It's just a shit Andy Carroll. Yep. Him.
So yeah, and he'll possibly come in for Cody Gakpo. So yeah, I'm thinking it's, if I had to sort of pick a Liverpool lineup, I would probably say we're going to be facing Alisson in goal. We're going to have back four of Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, and Robertson. I think we're probably going to have Jones, Fabinho, Henderson as the midfield three, with Salah, Nunez, and Jota as the front three. What's your thoughts on if that's the team that we're going to face, or do you think that there might be a few little adjustments that Klopp might make?
I mean, listen, it doesn't concern me, Rob. My thoughts are if we set up and we play like we do with the formation and the personnel that I would like to see, doesn't bother me. It will be what it will be. My worry is, it's not even a worry, to be honest with you. I was talking to someone earlier. I rate Jota quite highly. In fact, I was in a conversation with my old boss, Mark, and we were having a discussion about obviously Declan Rice leaving and certain clubs, if they were to come in and offer us cash plus player and we can pick a player, who would I go for? And Jota was my pick from Liverpool. 60 million pound, 70 million pound plus. Diego Jota for Declan Rice, I'd rip your arm off. That's the equivalent of 110 million pound quite easily, because he's a 40 million pound striker. He's a good striker. He could fit the way we play. I like him. Darwin Nunez is seeming to come into his own now. He seems to be finding his feet, bedded in, using a David Moyes kind of phrase. There were three players that were coveted in the summer. One was Erling Haaland. We know what he's done. One was Darwin Nunez, and as I say, he's finding his feet now. The third one, unfortunately, was Gianluca Scamacca. They were three highly rated players in Europe, and take a look at what we've done. We've ruined the poor bastard because we don't play to his strengths. That's the way this works. I was talking before about, and I'm going off on a tangent again, but bear with me, there's a reason for it. I was talking about the way that certain teams, certain clubs go out and they do certain things with regards to scouting personnel. And prime example is Brighton. I'm going to use Brighton. I'm going to use Graham Potter as a perfect example of this. Potter set his scouting team up to look for a defensive midfielder with a certain set of attributes and a certain set of abilities that would take him and go into the Brighton role, and he'd fit in and go running. That player was Yves Bissouma, right? Quite simple.
Yeah.
He was scouted on a certain set of abilities and a certain set of attributes that fit what Brighton were doing. Tottenham saw Bissouma playing like Bissouma was playing, and they went, here's, what was it, 60 million quid, I think?
About that, I think, yeah.
Here's 60 million quid for the player that's doing that job for you in a formation and a tactical setup that you play. Shit. We don't play that way. He doesn't fit what we do. Where's Bissouma now, Rob? He's on the bench at Spurs.
Ain't getting a kick.
Doesn't fit what they do. Okay? West Ham did exactly the same fucking thing, Rob. They looked at a striker and went... in fact, they did it twice because they did it with Lucas Paqueta as well. They identified two roles that they felt we needed. And they went and got Scamacca. They went and got Paqueta. And then went, fuck. They don't fit what we do.
Square pegs, round holes.
Right? But what did Brighton do after they sold Bissouma? That'd be Moises Caicedo, right? And they've taken a player, they've scouted a player for a certain set of attributes and a certain set of abilities, and what has he done? He's fit. He's slotted straight in. Bosh. Away they've gone. It's like Bissouma didn't even fucking leave, right? Because they've got the player with the same attributes and the same abilities. It's there. It's about finding a set of players. We were talking earlier on another video that was one of 5 that I've recorded this evening. And I don't even know which one I've said it on. I might not have even said it to you. I probably said it to Andy and Steve, right?
Because I look very similar to them, don't I?
Yeah, but these are blending into one, Rob. I've literally I've been recording videos since 5:30, right?
You love it. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. You love it,
right?
This was your idea, you know.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. I turned around and said, if we bring in a new manager, so I think I said it to you in the last video. Moyes wants to make changes, right? It didn't work because we didn't have the personnel to play the way that he wanted. We've gone back to what we do best under Moyes with the players we've got. If we bring in a new progressive manager, it was the last video because it was Andy Walsh that mentioned it.
No, it was one before.
It wasn't, the live one. I turned around and said then, didn't I, that if we bring in a new manager, we need to bring in a whole new set of personnel because we haven't got the players that play in the way that he wants to play. We've got the players that can play in the way that we're currently playing. And Moyes has got it right. Moyes has got it right against Ghent. He got it right. Wow, did he get it right against Arsenal? Or did the players go, fuck off, we're doing this? And then he's gone, all right, that works. Ghent. And then against Bournemouth. I'm hoping that we stick to our guns on Wednesday, tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And we play the same way. Yeah, it is tonight, Wednesday, 2 days' time. And we come out
5 o'clock
on Wednesday morning. No, this is going out tomorrow. Oh, God. All right, tomorrow night.
I thought we said it was tomorrow evening. Wasn't it?
Rob, I don't even know what day of the week it is. All right, be nice to me. I'm done. I've lost it. It's gone.
It's all them heading of the football when he was at Gillingham.
Mate, it's that bloody old leather football that I did the charity game for. One of the laces. If we can come out, stick to our guns and play the old West Ham way, post-COVID, as I said earlier.
Yep.
Post-COVID, let 36% we had against Brighton, Bournemouth. Fuck me, it's a coastal town. It works.
Yeah, begins with B.
Yeah, exactly. 36%, but yet we had 18 shots. We scored 4 goals. It's what you do with it when you have it, and we're very good at that. We're very good at that.
Wife. I can edit that bit out. Maybe I'll just keep it in for comedic value. I probably will. So.
Not getting involved.
Right.
I'm not getting involved. Is she killed him yet?
No,
she's behind you.
She's gone to bed. Don't worry about it. So I suppose we probably should finish because obviously we've been hard at it tonight, and you even more so. You did an extra 2.
We have not been hard at it, Robert.
No, not like that. Not like that. Not you and me, anyway. Christ.
Yeah, I've done. So what have I done? I've done an hour video with Andy and Steve as the review of the Bournemouth game.
Yep.
We did half an hour preview of the Liverpool game like we've got here. I did an hour with you. We did 20 minutes on the other one, and we've done 26 minutes here. So I've done the best part of about 4 hours of almost 3.5 hours of videos for this wonderful channel and these wonderful people that watch it.
He's going to put in an overtime claim later, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to reject it.
Listen, I enjoy this. I'm not being funny. We did one stream that lasted 5 hours, 50 minutes. Let's not.
God, that was. Oh God,
that was hammer time.
Let's not do that again. Let's not do that. I've got no problem doing hammer time again, but just not 5 hours. No. Anyway, I've got to ask you, score prediction.
Okay, Hearts 2-1 West Ham.
Ooh. Head
1-1.
I'm going to go with my head. Heart will always say West Ham are going to win. My head says something different on occasions. Do you know what I think? And I said this for the Bournemouth game. Hey, it's got to be right at some point or other, hasn't it? Right? 2-2. I think it's going to be a draw. I think that it'll be 2 teams that are going to try and have a go at one another, but I think it will be 2 teams that will just find on the day that they're very, very equally matched. I think there's probably an argument to be said that we're in better form than Liverpool by and large, but their last away game was away at Leeds United. Now, all right, you could make the case that 6 goals away at Leeds isn't really that special because Palace put 5 past them a week earlier, but I don't know.
Well, listen, a victory for Liverpool tomorrow. Tomorrow.
2 days' time as we record this, but it's tomorrow by the time the people that are watching it.
Well, it depends actually, because now I'm looking at it a bit weird. So Villa are playing Fulham on Tuesday night.
Yep.
A Villa win will put Villa on 54 points. In 5th, above Spurs. Above. Liverpool are on 7th on 50 points.
On 7th or in 7th?
In 7th on 50. A win puts them on 53 level with Spurs, but they will still stay. They'll go above Spurs on goal difference. Spurs got a goal difference of +7. Liverpool got a goal difference of +21. Puts Liverpool in Conference League football next season.
I'm sure Spurs' goal difference was much better than that before yesterday.
I think it might have been. Shh, don't mention it. They were mauled by the Magpies. So, yeah, I mean, your top 4 is Champions League. 5th is Europa League. 6th is
Conference League, but assuming that the FA Cup isn't won by someone that's a top.
But we can only have one in the Conference League. So who won the League Cup?
That was Manchester United.
Man U won the League Cup. They're looking top 4. I mean, they are. I think they're going to get top four. They're on 59 points. Spurs are on 53. So I think your top four is very much decided in a way. It's 6 points. It's difficult unless we can put a spanner in the works. But I'd rather lose to Man U and cost Spurs a Champions League place, to be honest with you. I'll take a loss against Man U. No, I would. I'd take a defeat against Man U to make sure Tottenham don't get Champions League. So it does. It comes down to 5th, 6th, and 7th, and at the moment, Liverpool are 7th. That's Conference League football. That's not going to be good enough for them. They don't want that. They don't want European. They don't want Europa League football either. Of they're not going to want to play Sunday, Thursday. They're not. Yeah. They're not going to want to do that. So Liverpool, I think, would rather miss out than, or if you ask Liverpool fans, they'd rather miss out.
They'd rather finish 8th and 5th.
Yeah. But they've 5th, 6th, and 7th, they won't want. They won't want to play that football. They take the piss. They've taken the piss out of us this season. And go back on my Twitter feed, I've had many arguments with Liverpool fans that are.
You've had many arguments with West Ham fans.
That's true. Yeah, that's Ben Rama's fault. That they consider the Conference League below them. They think it's a 2-bit competition. For me, it's a European competition and we've got a chance of winning. I'll take it all day long. But they think that them playing in the Conference League next year would raise its prestige. Fuck off. I'm not bollocks. Go away. You're not what Liverpool this season are certainly not the team that they think they are.
No, but they're still 6-time European champions.
Listen, historically, yes, we've won the World Cup. What you got?
Fair enough. Anyway, any final thoughts before we knock it on the head?
Winning the World Cup means more than winning 6 European trophies. Yeah.
You're a provocative fucker sometimes.
You know it.
Right, final thoughts before we knock it on the head.
As long as we turn up and play, obviously, it's. I mean, that's a given. But I mean, as long as we turn up and play, as we did against Brighton, as we did against 20 minutes in against Arsenal, as we did against Ghent, that lack of possession, counter-attacking play, hitting them when it hurts most, bringing them out, and that for me is the key: is bringing these players out of positions, letting them overload their forward line, and then bang, hitting them and catching them out. It's what we do best. It is what we do best. It's what we've done post-COVID best. It's done what we've done in the last couple of games best. Let's carry on doing that. If we do that, I can see us getting something out of this game, mate.
Fair play. Please don't forget to like, comment on and share this stream to your social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And make sure you hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much indeed for your support in this matter. And as we always implore you to do, please don't forget to support the Iron Supporting Food Banks charity. And we'll see you again next time. Come on, you Irons. Forged from Iron is proud to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham United fans and friends inspired by the work of other football fan food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations from Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply 7 distribution centres in the borough, 7 days a week, and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. They are supported in their efforts by West Ham United Football Club, the WHU Foundation, LS185, London Legacy Development Corporation, Newham Council, the Met Police, Spire London East Hospital, Expedient Security, and a large number of West Ham and football fans. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Irons. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.